Taking into consideration that certain government documents have been declassified for public view, I don't want to completely forfeit my anonymity. My name, as well as the organization that holds me under contractual agreement, will remain concealed. The organization that I work for is an arbitrator for government and law enforcement entities all over the world. I'm just a small piece of that organization, though my role is vital. I have something that's called extrasensory perception, specifically advanced retrocognition and psychometry, meaning I have the ability to see into the distant past and the ability to read information about a person or place by touching an object. As much as I would like to admit that's a dream come true, it's not. I can't even call it a gift because it has destroyed everything I would have enjoyed in life. I can't even admit that the organization gave me a place to call home or that they were my saviors. I'm not the only one that's been discovered to have these abilities. There are others. Some the organization snatched up, some they haven't, and they remain free roaming. I was advanced enough for them to take an interest in my existence when I was younger. Abilities such as these are a large interest in this organization, primarily for insight and error-free functionality. At first, the organization will tell you that you are fighting the good fight, that they are the unseen heroes to every solved case, the orchestrator to every resolution involving destructive threats, that once you sign on the dotted line, you are a God-fearing patriot, and you are fighting for your country. They're just trying to get on your good side. Gain your trust. Without you knowing, despite your abilities, they intend to exploit you until you drive yourself insane. Literally. For the organization, I operate as a behavioral examiner. My division is only called if an agency has no hope of closing a case, or the case is beyond their comprehension. Our task is to interview the subject and prove their honesty. We can do this in person during the agency's interrogation, or we can do this remotely. To fully execute my abilities, I must have physical contact with an item from the subject. It can be a strand of hair, their fingerprint, an object of emotional value, anything the subject had contact with, or anything on their person. With this item and the audio recording of the interrogation, I can remotely complete my task. During an interrogation, the same rules apply. See, retrocognition and psychometry complement each other. With retrocognition, I can already see into the past, but when paired with psychometry, I then have a target to aim at. During these sessions, an agent, such as myself, is prone to tactile, auditory, and visual hallucinations. For a moment, we become the subject in the story that they are recalling to investigators, down to the smallest details. When we review these interrogation sessions, the subject can be a possible suspect in a murder, a witness from a cold case, or somebody that's reporting an instance of something beyond this world. So one can only imagine what might be said during these sessions. We are able to see the truth within their words because we can experience all of their memories in their truest form. All agents, as well as myself, have a success rate of 100%. None of us have failed yet. Once the review is over, we provide the data to our middlemen to divvy out to needy agencies. After years of sitting through these sessions, you can only imagine what kind of psychological trauma is gained. I have seen tenured agents fall victim to enforcers that dispose of behavioral examiners because they fail to perform their duties appropriately. Due to the lack of professional intervention, I too am becoming close to falling victim to the same enforcers. To save myself from an untimely disposal, I figured I would share my experiences to whomever would be interested, in hopes of resolving my mental decay. Today's date is October 1st, 2013. Case number redacted. I've known Lewis for decades, honestly. We met through the same circle of friends. Ever since I've known him, he's been pretty laid back, until recently. A few weeks ago, our friends wanted to go out, so I had invited him to come along. He declined, which was weird for him, but in the following weeks, he started to decline every invite, stopped replying to text messages, then stopped answering his phone when any of us would call. I'm not normally one to pry or get involved in personal shit, but no one in the group checked in on him at his house, so I decided to stop by and make sure he was on the up and up. I mean, if my friend was going through some dark shit, I wanted to be there for him, you know? I just wanted to help Lou. Should have done something. Anything. I was throwing on my shoes and getting ready to head out when I heard pounding at my front door. When I answered, it was Lewis. He shoved himself into my house and slammed the door behind him. When I got a good look, I could hardly recognize him. His eyes were bloodshot and clouded, like he was in some really fucking weird trance. He was also extremely pale, like he hadn't been outside in months. By the way his clothes clung to his body, I could tell he had lost quite a bit of weight, too. He also had a big-ass backpack slouching over his shoulders. He's never done drugs. He wasn't high. Shit. He wasn't even drunk. I started to ask where the hell he had been. Why he hasn't called anyone back. But when he started talking, I was left speechless. Lewis didn't even sound like my friend. He was hysterical. Like he had absolutely lost his fucking mind. In all my years of knowing him, I have never seen him so afraid. He just kept talking about somebody following him. He didn't say who was following him, but he did say what was following him. He walked into my living room and I went with him, and he sat his backpack down on my coffee table. But he kept rambling on about some dark figure as he reached into the bag and pulled out this morbid little box. That goddamn box, that cursed fucking box. The box was made of a dark wood that was covered in what looked like wax around the edges. I remember some was chipped at because some small crumbles fell on my carpet. And God, the smell. As soon as that box left his backpack, it smelled like someone died. Like the actual smell of decomposing flesh. A dead body. Please, God, protect me. When I first laid my eyes on that box, it terrified me. He was gripping it so hard that his knuckles were white. Lewis said that his wife purchased the box from an estate sale down the street from them, and the box was nothing but evil. That whatever inside it was coming to take him. It took my friend. It took my friend. He was never into weird, witchy shit, so I couldn't help but look at him in disbelief. But his eyes caught my attention. My friend that I've known for years. His eyes. If you have a Bible on you, I will swear on it right now. His eyes were stone cold black. Actual black, like the horror movies. It wasn't a goddamn reflection or the lights playing a trick on me. His eyes were black. And when our eyes did meet, he stopped talking. Mid-sentence. He just stared at me. And I watched as his eyes slowly faded from black to the bright blue I was used to. I tried to calm him down so he could go into more detail, but he just stood there, eyes wide, staring at me, while death gripping the box. I went to grab my phone from the kitchen, and when I made it back to the living room, Louis was gone. Hey, it's okay. Calm down. Nobody is trying to take you anywhere, okay? You're safe here. Let me just grab my phone really quick. Maybe your wife can come over and we can hang out. He ran out the front door because it was wide open. I tried to chase him down, but I couldn't catch up to him. That was the last time I saw him. Then I called the police. Shit. I tried calling his wife, but she didn't even pick up. Hell, I tried going to their house thinking that maybe she was sleeping because it was late, but no one answered the door. I don't know what else I can provide. But I know what I saw, and I'm not crazy. I don't even know where he would go. I don't know how to find him. Agent finds the subject interview genuine and true.